Alrighty. I put all of my, really everything I need on this document, again, just for simplicity, like I did in the first week. So, question 1, choose one of the proofs from Module 2, Practice Problems Set 3B. I chose the converse and the corresponding angles postulate. It says that if corresponding angles are equal, then the lines are parallel. We are told that the corresponding angles are equal. Because of that, we know the lines are parallel, since in this case the word equal means parallel. And, alright, it looks like there is a problem with the image somehow. I'll just explain it. Take a picture of something in your environment that involves parallel lines and transversals. Annotate your picture similar to the discussion for Module 1 to highlight and include the following characteristics. Fully explain where you find each characteristic in your sketch. Alternate interior angles and corresponding angles. I chose a picture of a railroad track crossing, which for for some reason is okay. There we go. So there's alternate interior angles on. It's hard to see on this, but between these uh, rails, they're right here in the middle, and there's technically no corresponding angles on this specific image. But if you had like a perpendicular line going through like this, then there would be. Say if it was on like a road, this looks like it's more on like a highway. But if it was on like a road and that's some town that the train is going through, then there would be corresponding angles. But I didn't really find any good images. This is technically not an actual image. It's clearly drawn out, but there's not many good pictures for some reason on the internet of railroad track crossings, which was a little surprising, but this was the best I could find. Question 3, is it 3? Sorry. Is it 3? Is it possible for two lines to be both parallel and skew? Explain why or why not. No, it is not possible. So parallel lines must be in the same plane and never intersect. Skew lines must be in different places and also never intersect. Emphasis on the word same and the word different. They're, of course, opposite. So if they're in the same place, they're parallel, and if they're in different places, it's skew. It can't be, um, you can't have both. It has to be either same or different. And question 4, overcoming challenge. Identify one problem in this module's practice problem sets that was particularly difficult for you to complete. Why and how, explain why and how you came over that challenge. So from here in Module 2, Practice Problem Set 1, question 7, in the figure, which line segments are parallel to dy? Circle all that apply. Now, this part, really, I didn't have a problem with. I could easily identify. Now you look at dy, that's right here. It's just up and down. You know, it's easy, AV, BW, CX. That's easy. But, or no, some of them weren't there. But point is, that's easy. It's, I go one by one, so, you know, I look and see, all right, AB, we have AB, that doesn't look parallel. BC, that doesn't look parallel to DY. So it takes a while to go through all of these. So sometimes I get lost, sometimes I lose what spot I'm in, and like, you know. So it just takes a while for me to do, since there's what, like 10 of these right here. But this one is a little easier because all of the correct ones are at the end, which makes it a little better. Question 5, growth and strength, review all the outcomes below. Which outcome when you, sorry about that, when you consider a strength And which did you experience the most growth with in this module? Be specific as possible in your response. So the one that I had the most strength in coming into it was calculation. You accurately calculate unknown values and geometric objects. Um, so say, you know, if you have some figure and you're given two values like 4x minus 5 or something, on the other side it's 28 or something, something like that. I'm able to identify what the x is equal to, and if it says like, if this is parallel to this, then I'm able to figure that out. Geometric proof, still, it's not as hard as proofs I think were in like week 1, but still I had to learn a lot to be able to solve proofs, since proofs are just one of the harder things to do in geometry. And real world connection, answer the following 3 questions. Who is your go-to person when you need to work on a tough geometry problem so far this summer? What makes them such a great colleague? How do they help you to learn without just giving you the answer? So for this one, I went with my dad. He took, I think he definitely took advanced math in high school. He was in like 10th grade math and 9th grade math when he was in 9th grade. So he, of course, knows geometry. He does geometry in his job. So the way they pay and that his company is like every square foot, of a building or something. He does some kind of engineering thing. Every square foot equals some amount of money. I don't know exactly how it works, but he does geometry every day, pretty much. So, whenever I'm stuck on something, or even anything in the course, he's took more classes than me in his life. So, really anything with school, I go to him and ask him questions. And second, who in the geometry class would you like to get to know better? So in the evaluate project, I think it was called, in the first week, that was cool. I liked that. So really anyone if we have another project like that, I don't know if we do this week. I don't think so. But it was fun being able to connect with the person, whoever I would work on with in a sim or in a future project like that one. Because I definitely did connect with Thompson. She was the person that was my partner in the project in the first week. And third question, looking forward to college, how do you think you will choose your study group friends? So I would really pick anyone in math class. I'd assume in college to be hard to get someone who's in another grade to try and study with you. They don't have much of a point in doing that when it's college. Um, how do you think you will choose your study group friends? I just answered that. What makes a great colleague? So it is kind of, I just go with like a simple answer, just smartness. Um, you know, if you're good at math, then sure. Uh, if someone could get an A+ on a test, then I'd assume they'd be a good study partner. Do they start at work early? This is one thing that I'm pretty bad at. Um, I start on it early, sure, but I kind of do it in segments to where, I'll start early, days early, and then I'll do small portions of it, and I'll just keep going up, and then on the final day is somehow when I end up doing half the work, if that makes sense. So it's not a great system, so I'd want a colleague who's better at that than me. Do they give you hints to solve the problem, uh, sorry, do they give you hints to solve the problem yourself? Did I read that right? I don't feel like I did. But anyways, I know what it's asking. Yes, they would give hints, but not hints that, you can instantly tell the answer. Um, so, maybe they'll identify a term that would help you. Like, if you're asked in this unit, like, where are the corresponding angles in this picture, they could maybe give you the definition of corresponding angles. So not, they wouldn't directly just give you the answer, but they'd still put you in the right direction. Are they simply a friendly ear when you need it? I'd hope so. I'd hope they're friendly, not screaming at you to get the answer or something. At least I'd hope not. And there we go. Those are all the questions.